Oh, today's a great day. I get to introduce the next segment. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Rise News. Joining us now is OjyOkpe. With what's trending around.
You did really well.
Around the world.
You did really
I'm
well.
just excited. I'm just really delighted to see
you. look excited and you look happy. How are you? And of course, I'm wearing your favorite color, yellow. Oh, I know. Oh, Rufai is there. Good morning, Rufi on fire. How are you this morning?
Ojeneka, Chief of Umukwata. Chief.
Good morning, Professor Anthony Killer.
Good morning, Oji.
How are you? Rufai, we miss you. Come back soon. All right. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has responded to the Canadian Embassy after a team of Nigerian Armed Forces were denied visas to attend the Invictus Games organized by Prince Harry, saying that Nigeria will not tolerate any form of disrespect from foreign nations towards its citizens. The Army Chief made the comment at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday, noting that Nigeria deserves respect on the global stage.
On the issue of the denial of the visa, we mustn't travel abroad. Nigeria is good enough for all of us. We had an agreement, we were invited, a program was sent, we forwarded our requirements, we followed the process. Everybody knows members of the armed forces will never take shortcuts. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State, the NSA, everybody is aware about this journey, and we followed the process, but for reasons best known to them. Most of the teams, you remember, the team captain did not go, the medical doctor was not there, the physiotherapist did not go. All those that were important for the team were not given visas, and the question is why? Well, I'm happy that the federal government is also looking at those aspects. I think it's important for people to understand that we deserve respect as Nigerians all over the world. And we must never accommodate disrespect from anybody, because we're a great country.
I can hear you, Ayo, saying I absolutely agree, and I agree as well. Yeah. I mean, Nigerians should not be disrespected. I mean, I don't think we should tolerate this. Yeah, I think there should be some strong-worded response as well. The Chief of Defense Staff has spoken, Ribadu has spoken, but a lot of Nigerians have also reacted to to the CDS as well. Let me take LFC analyst Joe's tweet. He wrote, "Why doesn't the government focus on fixing the country first? All this talk won't get us anywhere. Action will. Let's roll up our sleeves and work hard to build a nation others will admire. Imagine a Nigeria so thriving that other countries would compete to visit. Right now, how many high-ranking Canadian military officials are lining up for visas to come here? Let's create a Nigeria that the world aspires to see." I mean, I also like that tweet, but I don't know if it has anything to do with that in first place. I like the fact that we have to create a Nigeria that a lot of people, I mean, like the information minister said, so that investors can come into Nigeria, have a positive Nigeria, a Nigeria that, foreigners can, want to visit. I'd like your thought on that actual comment before I take this video.
So well, I agree. I think it's a good thing to build a Nigeria that people would like to come and see. I think it's a good thing to be proud of Nigeria. Yes. I don't understand. People say don't come to your house, you're angry. Yes. You say they disrespect you. Don't come, stay home. I mean, it's not... Look, there are other things to be angry about. Okay. They deny you visa. If they really want to be proud, they should have sabotaged, they should have boycotted the whole thing. They should have said, we are respectful people for denying some of us. All of us are not coming. And let's see how united we are going to be on that.
Really? That is violent. No, I don't agree with boycotting because, I mean, you saw when we welcomed Prince Harry here, the Invictus game. Yes. It's a great event, especially for, some of our soldiers that have been,
well, no, we want to show them. If we're truly worthy of the respect we claim we want to be worthy of, we could say, for you not allowing some of us to come, all of us are not coming. Yeah. That's what we do as a family. Mm-hmm. If you uninvite one of my friends, I say, okay, all of us are not coming, and your party is going to flop because we're not there. But that shows we're really worthy. If some of us are not allowed and the rest of us go, where's the respect we're talking about? Right. I think we need to think this thing through.
But we know that the Canadian embassy has not, they put out a tweet saying privacy. Because of privacy, they are not going to go into the details. But we do want the details. Rufai, before I come to you, I'd like to take this story. Last week, The Director General of the Department of State Services, Adeola Ajayi, jokingly taunted the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, over the Canadian visa denial, saying that the reason the defense chief was denied visa was because he declined a program organized by the DSS. The DSS DG made the comment during the maiden annual lecture of the Alumni Association of the National Institute for Security Studies in Abuja. Let's take a look.
So, General Musa, you made a mistake with me. When we invited you for this program to be the chairman, you now decided to go and apply for Canadian visa. So we covertly made sure we denied you. So, my dear General, next time when you hear of DSS, and under a leadership like mine, who has swag in doing the job, don't underrate us. So when you leave here, you can see me, you get your Canadian. We wanted you to be here, so you couldn't have been in Vancouver.
Well, Rufai, I don't know if you heard that joke. If you did, let me know. But in the meantime, Ayo, what do you make of that?
Thank you so much, Oji. I think people are missing the point.
Yeah.
He wasn't going there to visit, and that's why.
Perfect.
Your dislike for a government or administration should not make you dislike your person as a Nigerian. By denying him that visa, when you talk about international relations and diplomacy, it was a slap on the face of a lot of Nigeria, because he was going on official visit on invitation for the Invictus Games. It wasn't just a social event. We saw the importance of the games for veterans, and he had said that he wanted to go as leaders to show support, that he was interested. We see the U.S. president going to visit U.S. troops on foreign soil just to motivate them and to show them, I'm with you. We see the president or sometimes the VP go to the World Cup or African Nations Cup to support the Nigerian players. It's not just to have fun. So when they deny us like that and we're happy, it speaks to all of us. It's how they see us. It's not just about the CDS.
Right.
And that's when it comes to international relations, that's reciprocity. Yeah. If I respect your country, you should respect mine. It's the office. It's the official engagement. So Nigerians should stop laughing about this. It's how we're all jokes. Yeah. It's not just about him or the government. So let's get it right, is what I think.
Ayo, I must agree with you, but I want to go to Rufai in Abuja right now. I'd love for you to first with the joke from the DSS DG. You know that video went viral. I thought it was quite funny. I didn't even know he was that funny. Rufai.
I mean, that's just a camaraderie joke, between two force men, DSS and all of that. But I have a different view, and I disagree with Ayo on this matter. See, every nation, we get too sentimental. Every nation has a right to grant whoever is going to grant visa. And I think the CDS is griping too much about this thing, with due respect. Every nation has whoever they want to grant visa. There are diplomatic procedures which I think he could take his grouse through, which is the foreign affairs minister, which he can open his grouse with, and they can engage with the Canadian authority. It's not that they denied all the Nigerian contingent visa. They gave some, they didn't give some. Visa is at the discretion. Yes, you are right about reciprocity. Nigeria can choose not to give Canadian investors that want to bring billion to the economy. You can choose not to give them visa because they didn't give the CDS. That's all well and good. But I think we are griping too much about this, and it's missing things. At first, I do not think the CDS was right by coming to make this an issue in the first place when it could have gone through foreign affairs and diplomatic channels. Let's call a spade a spade. It's not about not loving Nigeria. We all love Nigeria. We all want to stand for Nigeria, but our people in authority also too can go through channels. So any nation, it's at their discretion who they are going to give visa. The Canadian, you can apply for a visa today, the Canadian government can choose not to give you or give you. As far as I'm concerned, this is not an issue where we could now bicker about because it's CDS and all of that.
All right.
It is the discretion of the nation to give you visa or not. Like you are going for Invictus, Kutuwenji, like we welcome Prince Harry and all. That's not the issue.
Yeah, well,
if he feels pained about it, he can still go through diplomatic channels to be able to get that same thing. That's just it.
Right.
So let's stop all of this palungo we are dancing.
All right, Rufai, I don't know how Canada would feel if we were to deny their top officials visas in Nigeria. I think there's some sort of diplomatic relations that, nations have to abide by. I'm not feeling bad. I'm just saying my
Canada will feel bad.
Yes,
if
exactly.
We deny them, but they won't go shouting up and down.
I mean,
and if they did, I'll call them out. And if they did, I'll call them out the same way.
You never know. But I want to say that, the DSS DG, I hope that now that, you have said that it was you that stopped the CDS not coming in for a visa. I hope that, tongue is just a joke. I hope he will lift the visa denial. Well, in another development, the Senate has summoned National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Director General, Department of State Services Adeola Ajayi, and Director General, National Intelligence Agency Mohammed over allegations that USAID funded Boko Haram. The lawmakers passed a resolution on Wednesday after a motion by Senator Abdul Ningi. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the intelligence chiefs would address the matter in a closed-door session. Let's take some reactions following this development. I'll just take one tweet from Boss Mena, who wrote, "Why closed-door sessions? Aren't Nigerians worthy of hearing what they have to say? Why are these senators like this? Without Nigerians, none of you would be here. We all want to hear what they have to say. These matters concern all Nigerians. Nobody should be left out." Professor Killer, you're smiling too much. Left to me, I'd love to know.
You want to know?
I really want to know what's going
on.
Well,
overall, I'm an advocate of an open legislator and general thing. When it comes to matters of security, there is a reason for which you can have closed-door sessions because some sensitive information are being dealt with. That said, however, legislators who are part of it have a duty to let the general public have a general overview of what is going on. So, for example, if there's a criminal matter, if somebody misused a fund, for example, or there's a foreign influence, that can be said. But during investigation and information gathering, it makes sense for it to be behind closed doors.
Okay, what about you, Rufai? What do you make of that? Do you think that the session should be available for Nigerians to, debate over?
With due respect, I think for the sake of transparency and the myriads of conspiracy theories flying around, if that session is not made in public glare, then we are doing nothing as regards this investigation. For the sake of transparency and the fact that it's a divisive issue in Nigeria and a lot of theories flying around, if that session is not made public, then we are deceiving each other. It should be made public. All of those officers, the DSS and everybody, should give in public glare their deposition as regards what they know about this matter. For me, I'm just concerned about the facts. If you give me the hard facts, I'll take it. But if you are telling me that because an American lawmaker somewhere said something, I'm not going to take that. I want facts, and it should be investigated. So I call for transparency. Any closed-door room session and everything, no. Nigerians have died because of the Boko Haram scourge. Let's stop deceiving ourselves.
Absolutely.
If it happens to you, you will know. That's just it.
Transparency is key, really. Ayo, a thought?
All right, so I agree that transparency is key, but I also agree that when it comes to sensitive matters of state, it is important to apply wisdom.
Okay.
And so and it happens everywhere in the world, whereby if you're discussing matters of security at that level, it's not open to the public. What I see, though, is a fundamental distrust of Nigerians in the process, whereby they don't believe that what is said in private, what is honestly discussed, would be revealed in terms of what should come out as public knowledge. That's where the issue is, and that's where we should fix, not the fact that they have a right. I think it's okay for them to do it, because there's some information that might come out that is not good for our national security, and also even as a signal for those who are watching who are not on Nigeria's side.
Well, national security also very important. Well, should we head over now to Edo State, where the state governor, Monday Okpebolo, has marked his first 100 days in office. Okpebolo was joined by former governor of Edo State and current senator representing Edo North, Adams Soshomole, to celebrate the occasion, singing the famous Yahweh song. Let's take a look.
The miracle working God, your name is Yahweh. 100 days ago, just 100 days ago, you made Monday the government of Edo. 100 days ago, just 100 days ago, you made Monday governor of Edo. And right now, is governor just Yahweh, Yahweh, your name is Yahweh. You are the miracle working God. Your name is Yahweh.
Your name is Yahweh. But OjyOkpe should learn how to jump as high as a dancer Shomole. Come on, did you see that? Have you seen that?
Former NLC chairman.
But have you seen that dancer Shomole dancing as well? I mean, for this famous Yahweh song, I heard that he's also organizing a concert.
Yeah, he is. So I hope they pay Gloria Brimer, who sang that song, royalties for using her song. But yeah, 100 days in office, Governor Okpebolo. I think I said he was organizing a praise concert. When he came into office, he went to give a testimony about the fact that, you know, the thing about politics is that something will happen and then they'll attribute everything to God. But we saw what happened in those states during the elections. Yeah. And we saw that it wasn't a very, I mean, it's still in court, so let me not preempt the court processes. But the truth is that what people want to see is not just coming out to testify. Yeah. Show workings. That's what I've been asking for from day one.
Show workings.
Show working.
Can I tell you what he did?
Tell me what he did, yeah.
Also
to mark his 100 days in office.
To mark his 100 days in office. The governor commissioned new security vehicles and buses for the Edo Line Transport Company. The security vehicles are expected to enhance safety, while the new buses aim to improve transport services in the state. Okpebolo, you know that he had earlier pledged to revamp Edo Line. I know Edo Line. I'm very familiar with Edo Line, ensuring efficacy and profitability. I mean, what do you make about this?
No, it's good.
Days?
That's what we want to see.
Yes.
It's not about jumping and jubilating. I love Senator Adams. He won our Senator of the Year for good reason, because he's done really well and been very outspoken. But let them face the issue of governance and let us see things happen. Right. And I also think that it's important to draw, if you're going to testify, make sure that everything is right by the books. Yeah. Holiness, you know, obedience is better than sacrifice. It's not about sacrifice or worship. You know, do what is right by the people, do things properly, and not just at the end of it all, come and say your name is Yahweh.
You know, I always give you this story because you're our idol princess as well. You know, I have to respect that. Well, all right, congratulations, OjyOkpe. Well, let's highlight this video showing the altercation that ensued between a Nigerian man and a road safety official. Well, in the video, the man accused the road safety official of seizing his license for not having what they call laissez-passer document. Let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion.
The reason I will help you, you will tell me the part of the road safety code they have laissez-passer. What is laissez-passer? Let her tell me what is laissez-passer. Let me have my license. Let me have my license. I know. Let me have my license. Tell her to give my license. Hello. He stopped me. I parked. And same I bring my license. Okay. I give this over here. He asked for fire extinguisher. It's here. So that lady came in there asking me where is my laissez-passer. Which part of the Nigerian road safety code you have laissez-passer? Are we in France or where? We are not in France. You don't ask me what is laissez-passer.
Am I the only one that has something here?
Yes. This is the one who said it, the vehicle is with Benin Republic number. If you want to be famous for the wrong reason, I will help you today.
Is this European Union? Is this France? Please, Professor Killer, what is laissez-passer? I didn't know that you needed that document. Professor Killer, please tell us what.
Well, laissez-passer is exat. I mean, it's something you use in French countries, which is a pass that allows you to go through. Well, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think we have such laws in Nigeria. And if we do, I think somebody should really need to publicize it. But laissez-passer, you know, allow you to pass to where? Yeah. You already have your car and your license. Yes. I don't know what's going on here, but I think somebody needs to explain.
Yes.
Ayo.
No, Rufai, let's ask Rufai. Rufai, please, what is laissez-passer? Do you have it, by the way? Do you have your laissez-passer document? Because you know you cannot drive without it.
Wait, Oji, this one looks like a scene from Lagos Nawa. It looks like a scene from Lagos Nawa back in the days. Give me your laissez-passer. Give me your laissez-passer. Sakpa don't be your mate too.
Yes.
Sakpa don't be your mate too. You can see what hunger is causing.
Yes.
I mean, see, a laissez-passer is a document that aids you to pass in lieu of your passport.
Yes.
So I'm looking, is the guy on the border? No. They say because he's carrying foreign number, which he should not carry in the first place. Yes. But, I mean, laissez-passer within Nigeria in the first place. Road safety, which one again? That's how there was a time they were asking, they were asking for the code of your tire.
Did they ask you that?
What's happening?
What's going on?
Laissez-passer.
All right, it sounds funny.
But also, why was that guy also driving with a plate number that is not of Nigeria?
Exactly.
A foreign plate number. So is that an ECOWAS plate number or a European Union plate number? Right. I'm sure that's what probably caused the discrepancy. But if the man can give you the card document and all of that, sure, you're asking for laissez-passer again.
Allow him pass.
I'm sure the man gave them laissez-passer or Oji, I know what laissez-passer is. Laissez-passer. Laissez-passer.
Okay, turn off your mic. Well, we need to hear from road safety on this, actually. Should love to educate our audience at the end of the day. Well, let's head over now to the United States to highlight this video released by the White House showing undocumented immigrants being deported in shackles and escorted onto a flight departing from Seattle. Professor Killer, this infuriated a lot of people on social media, and you can understand why.
Well, I feel sad more than infuriated. I mean, it's a very sad scene. I mean, shackles by nature bring sadness. Yes. I mean, even whether you think of slavery or not, shackles by nature bring sadness. The essence of everything we do in life is to break away from the shackles of poverty, ignorance, sickness, and all the bad things that can affect us. So when it is used, I mean, clearly, the Americans have used this a lot, but I think it is time we learn to mix ethics and aesthetics of what we do, to see that this is a very sad scene. Illegal immigration, we're used to calling it a crime, and it is violation of the law to go into a country legally.
Yes.
But there's one thing that humanism taught us, and humanitarians will remember this, that behind an illegal immigrant is a story of fear, poverty, and a quest for a better life.
Yes.
And those who think rationally, logically, or because they are patriots or nationalists and can just say, let them go back to their country, I think they need to check their conscience. And I say this from America of today, to those who rejoice to Ghana must go in Nigeria, to everybody in the world who has ever been bad to anybody because they don't come from the land in which they live. It is sad.
Well said, Professor Killer. Well said. We'll follow up on these videos and stories. But Ayo, I want to come to you on the story. Yesterday, I promised the audience, and I promised you that I'll bring back this story for us to discuss. I think it's quite an important story. Let's head over now to the United Kingdom, where British Nigerian writer and fashion blogger Adeola Ajayi, who is best known for her book, What a Time to Be Alone, has argued that marriage is inherently oppressive, saying that encouraging women to get married is like encouraging them to step 1 inch closer to their death. Adeola made the argument during a debate at Cambridge University over the weekend, adding that if she were to get married, she would only marry a man who would empower her with assets. Let's take a look.
But if I were to get married to a man, I would only be marrying a man who is putting land, properties, and assets in my name. Oh, sorry, what's funny? You know what, that's interesting that we're laughing about that, because it sounds ridiculous, right? The idea that a woman would want security when we know that men are unreliable. Not only are they unreliable, they are a woman's apex predator. That's right, the man you're laying with could kill you. And so when we are encouraging women to get married, we are encouraging women to step 1 inch closer to our death. Unless we are encouraging the women we are emboldening to get married to enter this decision with their best interest at heart. Yes, it is controversial to talk about money and assets and land and properties when discussing marriage, because we're taught to follow the distraction of love, romantic love. What about love? Well, this is all about love. The man who loves me will make sure that I am secure for the rest of my life.
Well, Chedara has argued that marriage is inherently oppressive because it is a tool used to slow women down and confine us to the role of servant, unless we go out of our way to demand and advocate for a marriage that is tangible and benefits women, just like it selfishly benefits men. But you know, culturally, it's quite weird to speak like this and talk about assets and all of that. Ayo?
I think beyond even culturally, faith-wise as well, and even just speaking to our humanity. So she contradicts herself, in my opinion, because she says, don't marry, then she says, but marry if money is involved. And that, for me, just summarizes her intentions as being very self-centered, you know, just about self. And that's where we have a challenge in today's world, where everybody is about self. And the more we continue to promote that, the more we'll continue to see the ills and decays, not just even in marriage, everything else. So do what's best for you, is my life, is my way. We're going to end up being a people that are self-destructive, because all we think about is self.
All right.
Marriage is beautiful. Marriage, when done properly, is wonderful.
All right. Talking about selfishness, in the same vein, Isaac Fayose, the brother of former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose, in a viral podcast with TV anchor Seun Okimbaloye, talked about the benefits of marrying many women. Let's take a look.
Me, I have 2 wives. I have 5 baby mothers. And I have 7 children from 7 women. These are my 2 wives. I have white, I have black.
And you're legally married to all of them?
Yes, sir. By the grace of God. To the 2 wives, the white and the black. Now, rule number 1 in my own house. If you stress me too much, that means I will go and take another wife. Because I only have 1 life to live. Because our grandparents, they believe in polygamy. If you are not giving me peace, I cannot survive. I can't make money if there is no peace. So if I don't get peace from my wife, that means I have to take another.
I imagine that you're a Christian.
Well, there is nowhere in the Bible that says even King Solomon has so many wives. Abraham even impregnated Asep. To be honest, if I can afford it, that means they are getting their upkeep. Everybody is calm, you know, as long as you can afford it.
All right, Rufai, your take on both stories, quickly.
Okay. I mean, Ayo, your take on that first story was 100% spot on. God bless you. See, I think we should ask that Nigerian female blogger, what was her childhood like? What happened between her parents? Those are questions we should dig into to understand. Because if she's saying that marriage is transactional, then it's a problem. Then for Mr. Ayo Fayose's brother, we need to call a spade, that a woman is not a commodity. That when this one stresses you, you go to the next one. It is for better, for worse. Stop treating women like commodity. It is wrong. Stop treating women like commodity.
It's a big conversation. I can see Ayo doing
what
this.
What if a woman
I wish we
that way?
could.
Would they be happy?
All right, I think it's just, I don't know if it's a balanced conversation because we didn't have Professor Anthony Kila speak on it. They all spoke for you. All right, well, all right. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. That's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.